All right, welcome back. Talking about Mola joins us now. Tux, it's good to have you on a day like this.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me. Yes.
Yes. And I'm excited to ask you about the young lad we just saw, Noah Lyles, the American sprinter, already talking about his plans, how he feels Usain Bolt's record will eventually fall. Maybe he's going to be the one to do it. We don't know. But talk about his prospects. What do you think?
Well, he's got some time. I mean, he's 21 and running 19.67. You know, has already put him in, one of the all-time, best in terms of that distance. And definitely, I think it's a wise decision for his coach to just let him focus on that, because 200 he can dominate. But 100 meters, just within the American circle alone, you have Ronnie Baker, you have Christian Coleman, so he's not, the outright best, in that area in the 100. So it's good, Now, in terms of getting Usain Bolt's record, still got a bit to go, Still got a bit to go, so, but he's 21, maybe give him a few years. But he definitely, in terms of the talent that's out there in 200 right now in the world, he's the best. As you said earlier, that he hasn't been beaten in 2 years.
Yeah, he's the best. Well, World Championships, that's where he wants to get the gold first. Do you think he can do it, even despite the fact that he says he really wants to focus on that only at the World Championships in Doha in September?
I think he should be the favorite to get there. I think so, yeah, definitely.
Got all it takes.
And at least it's good. Let him secure that championships. Then in the Olympics, of course, he's going to try to double in the Olympics, So, and you have to remember that, just if you don't do a double, that's, 6 rounds of running right there. So, it is a task on the body, so it's just best that he gets through that first.
Okay. And what about the field? I don't know if Van Niekerk will want to come down that level. You look at the field, and because you said we agree that he's not been beaten, but there's still some other strong guys.
It's a good thing you mentioned the Van Niekerk factor,
It's fun.
To me, if anybody can get down to that Michael Johnson record, it is Van Niekerk, That's why I said Michael Johnson. That's so old school. That Usain Bolt, I mean, yes, But, you saw that Van Niekerk found it very tasking when he tried to double up in the last, in the 400 and 200, So it's not that he's not capable, I think, in terms of talent, but, doing both the 4 and 2 is tasking, and 400 definitely is his priority.
Absolutely. We want to focus on that. I think that's what he's going to do. Okay, now let's leave athletics now and talk about basketball. And D Tigers, of course, they're already in Abidjan for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. They've qualified, of course, 12 games, 9 wins, a good run for the D Tigers. And the fact that, look, in all that they've done so far, this is just going to be like a warm-up. I mean, the coach says they just want to announce themselves to the world. They're not just focusing on this one. The World Cup preparation starts already. We have big stars, I mean, the short star, we're going to have all the stars when the World Cup starts and everything. For you think they can, pull off a good one? At the words, because we're not looking at these FIBA qualifiers.
The pressure is off their shoulders.
It's off their shoulders, because they're now focusing on the big one, because they've gotten a ticket already.
Some sort of preparation.
Well, still at the same time, one must not get complacent. One must still, keep yourself warm, keep your tactics, going. So we have the talent. Yes, we do. So it's just for us to be organized and, to get through a tournament, at our best, at our peak, But it really depends, what the others are doing, and also, the group that we're in, just looking at the other teams that we're up against.
Côte d'Ivoire, yeah, Côte d'Ivoire is going to be the first game they will be playing, and for the coaches, talked about the fact that they want to end on a high, qualifications, want to remain unbeaten all through all the games.
Of course.
And that's why the fact that they've qualified. Can you do that?
I think yes, we can do it. We can do it. But however, don't underestimate the other, because so many times, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, we get a bit complacent. So never underestimate the opposition. But it is within our talent, to be able to do so.
Do you have expectations? We're jumping ahead of ourselves here, but as they go for the main one, do you have expectations, or you just want the guys to just go and enjoy themselves?
This particular tournament, or are you talking about the big one that we're looking at? No, it's not about going to enjoy yourself. No, it's about being prepared and performing the best for the nation. It's not enjoyment.
But no expectations.
Expectations? I mean, we're not going to win it, but in terms of doing a performance that can make Africa proud, that's really what's about.
Okay, all right.
And just maybe killing a few giants here and there.
Yeah,
at least we knock off one of the big dogs. To see that we did something.
We did something. So, that's good. That's good.
And even when you play the big ones, don't get blown out.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we
So
remember
even if
what
you
happened
lose,
at the Olympics.
keep
Yes,
the
yes,
respect.
Olympic memory still.
Respectable scoreline, right?
Haunting.
But I think we can get the quarterfinal ticket. Okay, let's leave the Tigers now. You heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
Let's leave the Tigers now and talk about what's happening at home. Rivers Hoopers now, the gist coming up from Rivers State is the fact that these guys may just pull out of the championship. This is simply because the maiden edition of the FIBA Africa Basketball League, well, they really don't have the funds. It's going to be the first time they will be participating in this one because it's the first time we are having the FIBA African Basketball League. I remember some time ago we had the media officer of these Rivers Hoopers right here in the studio, and she mentioned that, look, what they've been training, they've gotten some good players and all that to the squad, and if they end up pulling out simply because of fund, I mean, I'm like,
there's
why
also
would
the
this
risk
happen?
of a fine as well.
Why would this happen? I mean,
fine and
no
suspension.
money and all that. Few days to go. They're still in Port Harcourt. I mean, no funding, nothing to travel to Morocco to honor their first game.
Usual Nigerian story.
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing, yeah.
It's embarrassing, and we need to, at the same time, it's embarrassing, and we need to expect more of ourselves as, as a people. I mean, we're supposed to be the giants of Africa, and simple things like funding, we can't. And particularly with so many things happening in basketball. You talked about the World Cup coming. You talked about the NBA. Trying to do something in Africa and all that. So this is basic stuff. They need to find a way to make sure this happens. There's no excuses.
March 1st is their first
coming
game.
at a time, although we have our domestic issues, but coming at a time that a lot of people question the growth of basketball, saying that, look, we're just picking from players abroad. Domestically, we're not really doing much.
No, we're not doing much.
They're not doing much. So this will have been a good opportunity
Most definitely.
to get some of those things done. Forget about the tussle that we have, but teams representing us on the continent, that you begin to have players who could rub shoulders with the professionals and all that. But I just feel a crop of players have been denied the opportunity to go and shine. I'm hoping that the administrators will probably have a rethink. It's possible. Maybe they're listening to us. It's possible. Maybe find a way to get something for these guys, let them represent, because you never know what could happen.
I'm glad you said the word denied the opportunity, because this resonates in so many other Nigerian sports. When you hear that, some athletes don't go for the Junior World Championships or all, anytime you have, an opportunity, for these young players, to better themselves, to play against better competition and everything, it's important that, that we give it to them, so they can go to the next level, so...
It's such a shame because, I mean, their first game is going to be March 1st. That's when they're playing the first game. They're still in Port Harcourt as we speak, in Rivers State. And all they're asking is maybe just sending out the message, anybody that wants to sponsor them to get to Morocco should come and help the club, because this is going to be very difficult and also embarrassing to have champions from Nigeria too. One could go and the other one cannot go simply because of, I mean, how much do they really need to go for this championship? That's a big question. But they're not going to the US, Australia, Canada, South America, anywhere. They're going to Morocco. That's Africa. I mean, how many players? Talking about 12 players and technical crew. I mean, if you can't do that, what?
The truth about this kind of competitions, most of the time, is a springboard. It's part of the wheel of progress, if I can put it that way. And once this stops, you may never know what these people, you may never know what the things that this set of guys have been denied, because they might just go play out there. Some of them might get lucrative clubs. Some of them can better their chances. Some of these guys, pardon me to say, some of these guys are not even, you're not encouraging them to play the game full time, because most of these guys have played this game with their eye on something else, because they know stuff like this do happen. That's the pain for me when I look at all of those things, because you see a lot of guys tell you, can I feed my family playing basketball in Nigeria? Can I do this? And when all of these things come, and you want to tell them that you're good, you're talented, you should be doing this, it doesn't help. But I'm just hoping. I'm hoping.
Maybe something happens.
A miracle, whether it's from the state, whether it's from concerned individuals, anybody, just anybody. Just ensure that these people get the opportunity.
Yemi, what I thought about when I got the message from the media officer, late last night and all that, talking about this, the first question that came to my mind is, Rivers Hoopers is owned by the state government. But we understand that, okay, you're tied to the income of the government, and that when funds comes, that's when you can actually prosecute whatever you want to do. I'm like, what if some of these clubs decide to maybe have sponsorship outside the government, or maybe the government can just, if you have too many things, you have Rivers United, right? Yeah. Football club, you have Rivers Angels, a football club, you have other clubs and all that are in the River State where the government is sponsoring. Yeah, you can share it. If you know, okay, you can't do basketball, so why not just give it out? Because we know there's some people actually interested, you know, taking over clubs and managing it and making money out of it. Because River Supers happens to be, you know, a big club. It's not just a small club. So when you're having situations like this and you're hearing news that they're planning to actually send a letter to FIBA telling them we're pulling out due to financial constraints, it's
well, on the long term,
disturbing.
for sports generally, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, you know, private entities really need to take it over and make a business of it, you know, so such things don't happen, you know.
Until we do that, it's going to keep happening.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
It might be a recurring decimal.
Sad story.
It's sad. It's sad. But hopefully reprieve will come for these guys.
Hopefully.
Hopefully something will be done.